why successful people delegate and how to delegate, what it means, and how to literally hack your life. This have you heard of biohacking? This is life hacking. Delegation is the act of assigning responsibilities to others to complete a certain task, duty, project, or something that you would otherwise have the responsibility of doing yourself. Now, when you hear the word delegate, it sounds like a really weird, like, what? Delegating is the key to successful people's lives because delegating frees up time. And not only does it free up time to do more things, it frees up more time to do nothing. Okay. So if you feel like you never have time to relax, delegating could be the answer. Right. So through this video, you're going to learn exactly how that could work for you. If you need more time to work on something like your business, delegating could be for you. If you need more time to release stress and burnout, you need time to enhance a skill, you need more time to manage the time that you have to have long term success in something, especially long term success in something, which is AKA ding, 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 master successful people master their life through the use of delegation. So the art of delegation is going to be explained through this video. We've heard like the art of seduction, the art of like we're talking about the art of delegation. And through this video, you're going to learn exactly why delegating tasks is so helpful, but also how to make it work for you. So again, delegating tasks is the assigning of responsibilities to others to complete a certain duty or project that you would do yourself. So if you take a piece of paper and you write down all the things you normally do in a day, those things can be done by a separate person, whether for free, for money, in exchange of service or something. Someone can be brought in to do any of those things. And you're like, how many things can I delegate? Almost everything besides eating, because like someone can't eat for you, um, sleeping because someone can't sleep for you, or like showering, like things like that. But what I mean is all the other tasks, the million other things you do in a day, can actually be delegated. So what I'm going to do is look up the actual definition to delegate, because I have been delegating for about, it'll be 2 years in, wait, it's like a year and a half, right? It'll be 2 years next year. But I've been delegating for a while. And when I first learned about it, I was like, oh, that means like when you have a business, delegate. When you have like success, go delegate. The way you get successful is through the art of delegation. You don't wait to be successful to delegate. You delegate to become successful. The same way as like you don't wait to become rich to invest. You invest to become rich. And I just made a video yesterday about the art of teaching your child financial literacy. And that is such an important video. You may want to go watch that if you're a parent, and especially if you want to become a better parent. So, the definition is entrusting a task or responsibility to another person, typically who is less senior than yourself. I don't agree in that point. That's not, it says typically, but the word typically isn't a fake word. The same thing as usually is a fake word as well. So typically and usually and sometimes, like all those are fake words that are used to confuse people who don't understand vocabulary. But that's an entirely different video. And then the other definition is to send or authorize someone to do something as a representative. And I love that definition. So why delegating is so helpful, I'm going to talk about the actual facts about it, and then I'm going to go into my own examples of exactly how it works for me. So, one thing that makes it so helpful is it boosts productivity. So, when you trust others to do a specific task for you, it frees up your own time that is what we want to either spend time doing nothing or spend time doing something we would rather be doing, right? So it frees up that time to do that and to focus on higher priority work that requires personal attention, something that someone else can't do for you. Right? This helps you accomplish more in less time, and especially when managing multiple responsibilities. Now, one thing about delegation, if it's not for poor mentality people, I didn't say poor people, I said poor mentality. For the people that believe in scarcity, for the people who operate in scarcity, the people that actually would rather live in scarcity than abundance, people who have clear abundance who would rather live in scarcity. These are the people that make a lot of money but still complain to be poor. These are the people who always use the B word, the BROKE word on themselves all the time, not even when they don't need to. They don't ever call themselves that in private. They only use it when they're around people because they want other people to feel like this person has no money, right? It's a external validation to call yourself BROKE. That's an entirely different video too. But that's not what this is for. This is for the people who see themselves as already abundant. They see themselves as people who are on the path to success, and the success is inevitable for them. And what it does is it allows you to free up your time by delegating something that you normally spend a lot of brain power on. So, brain power is literally everything. It's used in everything. Have you ever decided what you wanted to eat for dinner and you actually just the first thing you thought of, you got up and you made it? Now, you may count on your hands maybe one or two times, maybe a few, right? If you're lucky. Most people, including myself, right, before delegating, would spend hours thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner. So you wake up in the morning, you're eating breakfast. While you're eating breakfast, you're like, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? I might want to prep something right now. And you're using your brain power to think about this small little minuscule thing of eating dinner. Now, regardless of what you eat, it's all calories, nutrients, carbohydrates, protein, and sodium and like minerals and vitamins. It all breaks down to the chemical form of it. But we spend so much brain power as humans thinking about this one thing. And we do tens of thousands of tasks a day. So if we're using that brain power on something as simple as what we're going to cook for dinner, we're also using that same brain power on the other tens of thousands of decisions we make in a day. The point of delegating is to delegate your decision making because it frees up your brain energy, right? Your brain power to go towards something that is more worth your time. Now, when we think about the example of cooking dinner, we don't think of it as that deep. But the only way you'll see the benefits of delegating is actually delegating. When you learn to delegate and you stick to it, it actually brings you out of lack and scarcity mindset, and it gives you free time to think about other things. But when you're not uh, in delegation yet, you're not in that phase yet, you don't really see how it can benefit you. You don't see all the things you decide during the day. But once you delegate one thing, you notice it with everything. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm constantly being pulled in this direction, that direction all day long. And that increases your stress, your burnout, and reduces your time management because you feel like you're being pulled in so many different directions. You can never decide literally anything. And again, it seems like such a minuscule thing. Like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, like it's natural to think about what you're going to eat for dinner. That is not natural to use your brain energy from 7 a.m. when you wake up all the way to 8 p.m., 13 hours later, to think about what you're going to eat for dinner. That's not normal to think in that. You're using that energy, you're literally stretching that energy, and all that does is increase your stress. Another thing is delegating sometimes costs money, but sometimes it doesn't. And that's the beauty of delegation is when you understand delegating is so important, you will do it and you'll find a way to get it done. The people that resonate with my channel are the people who are doers, fast movers, and money makers because they move fast. They're like, I want to find out how to delegate in my life right now. So, some examples for me is dishes. Oh, dishes. A pack of dishwashing pods is $5 for about like 12, right? Let's actually do the math on that. Um, right? So my phone would unlock. So if we're gonna do the math on that, all right, it's 12 pods. I wash dishes once a week. That's 12 weeks, which is is that 3 months? Wait, am I doing the math wrong? No, I'm not stupid. It's 3 months. So if I have 12 pods and I'm using four a month, that's 3 months. That's 3 months times $5. So let's do the 3 months divided by 12, because that's how many months are in the year, which is four. So 4 times 5 is 20. That's $20, 20, to delegate dishes for the entire year. Now, how much energy do you use every single night, every single day, every single second, every single morning, every time you walk in your kitchen to think about dishes? It's inquantifiable, and it's definitely worth more energy than $20. Gonna be honest with that. Okay, because you're only buying these packs 4 times a year. You can actually go to the store, buy the 4 packs for $20, and never go to the store for dishwashing pods again. Okay, and wash it once a week. You actually, the way that you can do it is every time you use a dish, you rinse it out and you put it in the dishwasher, and you do that Sunday through Friday. And once a week, maybe on a weekend or Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you put in a pod, dishwashing pod, and you press start. And then when it's finished, you put all those dishes into your cabinet and you restart the cycle. You use a dish, you rinse the dish, you put it in the dishwasher, and now we've delegated this entire mental task that takes us so much time into a weekly ritual. Same thing, car insurance. If your car insurance is due every single month, you actually pay less if you pay it in a semi-annual fee or an annual fee. So if you pay one amount every 6 months or one amount every year, it actually comes out to less money because you're paying more at one time. You actually get a discount for paying it all. So call your company, see how much it costs, see how much you can actually put towards that amount, and sign up for a semi-annual or annual. That way, every single month, it's not coming out of your bills. And after you pay that one fee, let's just say it's the 10th of October, you pay all of that on the 10th of October, and you don't have to worry about it again until 6 months from now. So now for the next 6 months, you do not have to think about car insurance because it's already paid. It's the same thing. This is a more extreme, but with your rent. If you have enough to pay 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in advance, pay it so that you don't have to think about it every single month. You stop thinking about the year in 4 week terms, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, and you're like, every 4 weeks I gotta pay rent. You release all that mental stress by just paying it all at in multiple points, right? Let's just say you pay 4 months in advance 3 times a year. You're thinking about rent 3 times a year instead of 12, or 4 times a year, 4 times a year instead of 12 times a year. There's so much stress reduced. It's the same thing for your bills. Putting your bills on auto pay instead of you manually paying your bills is a form of delegation, because you're automating something that you normally would have to use a lot of thought to figure out. You're like, oh my gosh, what day is it? Okay, it's the first. Oh my gosh, oh, it's the 29th of October right now. So let's use that example. It's 29th. I need to go in and pay my rent, because if I don't pay my rent, it's not gonna process, and it's gonna take 2 days or 3 days to process, and sometimes it takes 5 days. Oh my gosh, so I gotta go do that right now. And doing that 12 times a year would send me into oblivion. So you know what I do? I don't do that. With everything, you can automate investments, you can automate rebalancing your Roth IRA, you can automate investing into real estate, you can automate investing into personal loans, you can automate paying your bills, you can automate washing dishes, you can automate literally everything. What's another example of this? Hair. If you hate doing your hair, you can literally automate your hair by getting, if you're black and you have hair that is normally more suitable for locks or dreads, getting locks or dreads to automate that. So every day you wake up, you never think about your hair. Now, let's say a lot of people actually do it for length retention. So you get locks and you keep them in for a year or 2 years, and then you comb them out to have your length retention, right? Because your hair isn't breaking off as much as it would if you had a loose hair. And then for 2 years, you don't have to think about your hair. How much time do you spend every single day, every single morning, every single afternoon, every day before a date, every day before you post online, every day before you do something, that you're thinking about your hair? What if you never thought about your hairstyles again? And you can actually wear wigs and do other styles on top of locks. So if you want to do that, you can also do that. But that's a really easy way to delegate that thing that you think about so much. Same thing as your makeup. Spend a month. This is like time versus money, right? You can delegate it by having someone else do your makeup and paying them, but you can also dedicate a month to learning a specific routine that you are just going to continue to repeat, and you delegate the thought that it takes to do your makeup every day. For me, my makeup takes about 9 minutes. I don't have any makeup on right now, but my makeup routine takes about 9 minutes in full face of makeup. I wear full. If I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing the entire mask. That takes me about 9 minutes, but it took me time equity, because I started wearing makeup in fifth grade. I'm 23, so if we do a little bit of math, it's been over a decade. But that's why my full face can take me 9 minutes, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I love your makeup. It doesn't look like slop," because I have done it for so many years. But if I was in fifth grade and I knew about delegation, I'd probably, right? So this is something I would teach my child if I did have a daughter. I would say, or a niece or something like that, a younger version, I would say spend a month learning how to do your makeup so you never have to think about it again. I can literally be on a call, watching a video, not even looking at my makeup. I wear glasses. Sometimes I can literally do my makeup without seeing. I've done that before. Like, I don't want to wear contacts. So I take off my glasses and I just have the products. I don't have no mirror. And I just do my makeup. And then I just put on my glasses and I walk out the door. You know how much time I save thinking about the makeup I'm going to wear because I can literally automatically do it? It's changing all the things you do to automatic. And that is the point of delegation, because it actually allows you to have long term success. Now, same thing going back to the hair. If you want to have length retention and you're trying to grow your hair really long, is it going to be helpful to get, let's just say, protective styles is what you're going to use to grow your hair, right? And you're going to stick to it for 3 years. Is getting your hair retwisted in two-strand twists or braids or individual braids, mini braids, every 2 to 3 weeks going to be easier than just getting locks and then combing them out after 2 years? Tell me, because it really causes so much more stress on your schedule, on you as a person to have to worry about what you're going to do to get that scheduled in. This is the same thing with people that do their own things at home, their own beauty routines, own DIY processes for their beauty routine, because they don't have to think about how they're going to schedule the wax, how they're going to schedule their brow appointment, how they're going to schedule all these things because they learned how to do it at home. Those are master delegators. Like women that can braid their own hair. Personally, I do not believe in getting braids because braids are actually not a protective style and they actually damage your hair. But if you're not caring about your natural hair, caring about growth, you only care about the style, delegating that task to learning how to do your own individual knotless braids, master delegator, right? So it's all about what you want to currently do in your life and how can you make it automated. Think about that. How can you make it automated? I love coffee, but I hate leaving my house. Now, if I buy a pack, I think these were 15, no, it was like 10 in a pack for $4 at TJ Maxx. And I said, I love coffee, but I don't want to drive and get it every day. Okay. Buying a whole thing of coffee is like $4 at Aldi's. Getting a flavoring is like $2. All right. So we're at $6 now. 5 or $6. Plus this, less than $10 to make 10 coffees at home. And not only 10 coffees, but now I still have that entire container of coffee and coffee flavoring, right? So I just need to go back and buy more cups, which are only $4. So $4 divided by 10, oh, I think it was $5 actually. So let's just say $2, no, 50 cents per cup. 50 cents per cup. You're basically making a cup of coffee for 50 cents in these beautiful cups at home. And this is, I don't know, it might be a 10 ounce. I don't know. It might be 12 ounces. I don't know. Pretty big size. And I'm just saying that to say, like, you can delegate whatever you want. And if you don't want to delegate it, you don't have to. If you love Starbucks to make your coffee, great. Me personally, I have white chocolate syrup and I have cinnamon, I have the coffee, I have decaf, and I have dark roast, medium roast. I have cinnamon, I have flavoring, I have light agave syrup. I have all the things. I have ice if I want to make iced. Like I have cute cups. I delegated that because I don't actually enjoy going to get coffee. Now, if I'm already out or with someone and I want to get coffee, bet. Or if I'm really craving something specific like a chai latte or well, I have matcha too, so that doesn't count. But let's just say I'm craving a chai latte and I have green teas, I have lemon teas, I have all the teas because I love tea. I'm saying that to say and ginger tea. See, I have all of my beverages that I normally drink, but if I'm craving something outside of that, like a chai latte, I would just go get it. But see how I'm getting coffee every single day to only getting it once a month when I'm craving chai. You see how that really delegates and takes all the mind off of those things. But if you're not a person that wants to do that, you don't have to delegate that. You can delegate something else like your food. For instance, I'm not sponsored by them, but Clean Eats is a huge franchise. They're all over the United States. There's multiple locations in almost every single state. Clean Eats with a Z, CLEANEATZ. They have a meal prepping service where you can literally get like a month worth of meals for like 100 or $200. Now tell me how much you're spending on your grocery bill a month with groceries that you still have to go cook and dishes you still have to wash and pots and pans you still have to keep up with. They are literally delegating your entire process. They have breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, protein bars, dessert bars, everything. And it's such an amazing service. I'm sure there are other services, but this is probably the best one that I've seen. All the other ones are kind of online, but this is an in-person store. So if I can go in person, talk to the manager, have a nice conversation, shake somebody's hand, and talk about my meal plan with them and what they think I should do, Now I don't have to go to the grocery store. And the same 150 bucks I'm using to get groceries that I still have to go home and cook, I'm getting fully made meals that I can eat that week and also put in the freezer. So if I want to use $150, if my normal budget is 200 bucks and I have to cook all of it, I can go to Clean Eat, spend 150, get a month worth of meals, and spend the other 50 on snacks and drinks, re-upping on my coffee, my teas, or whatever. And I no longer have to think about what I'm going to eat for dinner. Another one that I love is Publix. They have oven ready meals. If you go back to the deli section, or just like, one of the little opening, like front facing, containers where like you can go and pick up sushi or go and pick up like whatever, like the little showcases. They have a showcase in Publix, every Publix, which is a huge franchise. They probably have one near your home on every corner. They have oven ready meals. I found them on TikTok actually. Some guy was making a workout video and he's like, "This is what I eat." When people ask me how I get my protein, this is what I eat. And I'm like, bruh, I was eating those for a few months. They're like $7 per meal, $7 or $8 per meal. You go, grab 7 of them for the week. Make sure you look at the expiration dates to make sure that you're buying ones that won't expire before you eat them. So look at the expiration dates, kind of pick out 7 for the week that you want to use in order to eat for that week. So just make sure that the dates align with how in the order you want to eat them and what you're feeling like you're going to crave during whatever day and whatever time you have. Literally meals, you take them home, take off the plastic, put them straight into the oven, and they cook for 20 minutes. You take them out, you eat them, and they bust. I'm not gonna lie, they are super good. And one day Publix is gonna sponsor me. One day Clean Eats is gonna sponsor me. What other ones do I like? Those are the main two, but those are like not pre-cooked meals. Well, the Clean Eats is pre-cooked, but the Publix ones are actually raw. You're buying a raw meal. That's why you have to put it in the oven. Like it's raw chicken, raw raw meat in it that's already seasoned, flavored, and you just it's a portion of protein and it's vegetables in there. Everything is obviously going to be a balanced diet. Same thing for Clean Eats. Like the point is that you don't have to worry about portion control. That is a really great way to delegate as well. So it's not just about like delegating stuff by asking people to do things for you. How can you really take your life into your own hands and not worry about so many things? And last example I'm going to give is like for YouTube. I delegate my YouTube creation process by doing live videos. And then nobody can ever find them in the live section. So I download them and put them on my video section so that you can actually find them. And I put them in my podcast section so you can listen to them on the road or on a run, right? And I also put them in, and that's on YouTube too. And then I also put them into my kydreamsbig full length videos. So you can just go to that tab and always see when I post another full length 20, 30, 40-minute video. That's how I delegate the whole process instead of having to sit here and record so many freaking videos and chopping it and cutting it and all that stuff like that, because that is annoying and I hate that. So this is the ultimate productivity game changer that you probably were ignoring. And I just told you exactly how you're going to delegate the rest of your life.